Did everyone hear me? I couldn't tell. Some people were still talking. I'm not judging, just observing. Hello. I'm Dennis Hubert. I'm a licensed Unity teacher. Yay. Took about 5 years of study. They say 25 classes, and that doesn't seem like a lot. Until you start taking them, and then you're like, oh my God, my heart and my soul, everything I believe has been ripped out. Thank God. Because I believe some weird stuff that millions of intelligent people still believe. Let's just say that. Not judging. Not judging, but I don't want to believe that I'm a sinner. I want to believe I'm a wonderful, glorious child of God. That's what happened to me one day in church. I was in a traditional fundamentalist, very conservative church, and the minister, we had a guest minister, and he was talking about how we're lucky that God doesn't send us to hell right now. That's how horrible sinners we are. He should be sending you to hell right now at that. And the thought entered my head, what if the worst sin is calling ourselves sinners? And my heart just went, she had just got us like the Grinch. My heart grew 3 sizes. And soon after, that same minister called me out. You know how they do prophecies and they read your life. Well, he read my life. And he said, Dennis, people don't know this about you, but you eat, drink, and sleep the gospel. And in my head, I went, yeah, it's just a different gospel than what y'all are preaching. And then I soon left that church. But it took me a while to find Unity. I found Unity. In 2016, I came back to Unity, let's just say that. 2017, I started on the LUT path. And I'm telling you, if you want to know what Unity is about and you want your life changed, not just to kind of know what Unity is about, but to really know and to really have your life changed, go on the LUT path, or just take the classes to audit them. Your life will be changed. I swear. Scout's honor. Promise. It's a sin. I'm going to hell again. I want to thank Jill Pons for the flowers. Jill, I saw you. Hi. Thank you for the flowers.
Thank you, Jill.
Gorgeous. Awesome. Okay, we have a song. We're going to start with, I believe it's the Yayas. I don't know if you know them. They're pretty cool people.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Please sing along.
I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let
Thank you. If anyone doesn't know, because I just assumed you did, and you might not know, our keyboardist, our piano player, Brian Palmerino. And the guy has Reverend Jeanne MacLaughlin. Almost called her Judy. And that would have been a compliment, right? For both of you. And Barb Horton. They're the Ayahs. Thank you very much. All right. Now we'd like to welcome any visitors. I know sometimes visitors don't necessarily want to stand up, and we won't make you. But if you don't mind raising your hand or saying hi. I think we have some other visitors. Hello. Would you mind saying your name? You don't have to do that either, but...
My name is Deb Van Houten, and I am a Kay Wilkie's sister.
Okay, I saw Kate driving up. And would you like to stand, sir? You don't have to.
Sir.
Sir, I feel so.
Young man. Young
My name's
person.
Rob Valera. My mom is right here.
Let's bring the bar. Anybody else that feels like they... Hi. Mark, you're not new.
Yeah, but this is my mother, Dolores Wenz. She's here from Lincoln, Nebraska. Hey.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. Anybody else that considers themselves brand newish? Julia. Julie's brand new every morning.
We have some second time this year.
We have some second time. I see some people that I haven't seen before, so maybe that's just me, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
But if you don't mind standing up. Oh, hello.
Howard and Jenny, Tennessee.
Howard and... You said Howard?
Howard and Jenny from Tennessee.
Well, we at Unity of Sun Lakes like to bless people that come visit us. And if we bless ourselves too, this is always ourselves too. And the people who couldn't be here. So here we go. We love you, we bless you, and we welcome you. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to have an opening prayer. I always love opening in prayer. When you go to like a conservative church, you feel like they teach you have to invoke God, you have to call God in. And my mom would say, well, that's not right. You bring God with you. Yes, I think that's a little bit more. So we bring God with us. I think Unity would kind of say it. We are the God that we're bringing. They might not say it quite so bluntly, but let's just be thankful that God is here. Take a nice deep breath. We know that God is a love that has no end and knows no bounds. We know that God shows up as us. We're the eyes, the ears, the hands and feet of God. We're the love in action. We're thankful for this time to come together, to learn about God, to learn how we can be better expressions of this God. Better than we were before, not better than anyone else. We're all equally loved, whether we go to this church or not, and we're so thankful for that love. We're thankful for the people who made it today. We bless them. We bless Reverend Jeanne as she speaks to us today, what Spirit has laid on her heart. We bless the people who couldn't make it. We bless them with health and wholeness. We see them aware of their own wholeness. In this world we bless with love and peace. We see everything growing in peace and harmony. And we are so thankful. And so it is. Woo. Those are fun, those extemporaneous pieces. All right, we are going to have the daily word. I believe it's not just Kate Turner, but I believe Jill Pounce is going to be coming up and doing something. So put there after that.
We got the blue memo today. That's why we're here together. You had something you wanted to say, I believe, didn't you?
Yeah, okay, so I just read through the Joy Daily Word, and I just wanted to share something that happened to me. I was at a Goodwill, and I found a little ceramic display for Christmas that was these little letters spelled out joy, except the J was missing, so it just said oi. So I bought the oi, and I took it home and put it on my shelf, and the little funny things like that give me joy. So that's my little story.
Only you. Well, as Joe mentioned, today's word is joy. I draw from my wellspring of joy. There are so many ways to express joy. I may speak words of praise that bring the awareness of even more blessings to mind. I may take joyful action, my every step aglow with the light of God, enlivening all that I do. I celebrate the playful joy of every child, especially the child within me. I experience the same happiness whether I'm in the heart of a busy city or I'm in the stillness of nature. And then there is the quiet joy of just being. The richest joy of all. I rediscover my joy by taking slow, deep breaths, tapping into my wellspring of well-being that never runs out. I feel its energetic flow spilling over into my heart and life. What joy to be a spiritual being, a precious child of God. And from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verse 10. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people."
Thank you, Kate. Okay, next we have the prayer for Unity Church of Sun Lakes. If you'd like to stand, I think if you feel comfortable standing, let's go ahead and stand. Let's put our arms out, just kind of receive and descend. Unity Church of Sun Lakes is a beacon of love and light. We welcome all with open hearts and open arms to express their divine potential. We come together in oneness in creating peace, health, and happiness in our church community and the world. Divine order guides our church as it prospers and grows, providing healing, love, hope, and friendship to all. And so it is. Thank you. All right, we're going to have another song by the Yayas. This is by Lindsay Watkins. Here I am.
Here I am, here and now, in this moment. Here I am, in the place I am meant to be. Nothing can hurt me, nothing can shake me. I am free, I am home. Here I am, here and now, in this moment. Here I am. And now Reverend Tony will be giving the meditation this morning.
Good morning. I never write my meditation. I just come and give it. But last night I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to write a nice meditation tonight. So I stayed up till about midnight, meditating, and then writing. I had a beautiful meditation written. Guess where it is? On my kitchen counter. Yes. So, let's just close our eyes and see what happens. So I invite you to join me in sharing a few moments in this holy place, this divine place of oneness. And how do we get there? We relax. We let go of tension. We gently close our eyes to visual distractions. And we become very conscious of our breath. Breathing slowly and deeply. And in that quiet place, the Holy of Holies, the place of connection, conscious connection with the divine presence that lives in us, moves through us, expresses through us. We feel the energy of that perfect life, that wholeness, the joy. And we become aware, once again, clearly aware of the presence moving within us. In that holy place, in that silence, there is not an empty void, but there is a wonderful, dynamic energy teeming with possibilities. And so I breathe, feeling that energy entering my body, flowing through my body, every cell, rejoicing. I can feel that energy. I can feel the heightened essence in every part of my body. Just breathing slowly. Being consciously aware of that essence moving through every part of us. And in that silence, in that holy presence, I know there is unlimited, abundant good for me and for every person. I know that truly all is well. And every part of me says yes. Open and receptive to that living, loving presence that lives in me, moves through me, expresses through me, inspires and guides me. I know all is well. And so it is. So I have sometimes felt that as I meditate regularly, little divine surprises pop up from time to time. Have you ever experienced that? Yeah. Well, I live over at Robeson Reserve in independent living, and I have a one-bedroom apartment, which their apartments really are quite spacious, and if I had one more bedroom, I'd have as much space as I had in my house over here in Sun Lakes. So yesterday evening, I had this blanket, and I thought, well, where am I going to put this for winter, for summer? I don't need it. I don't need it out here. So I was looking, and I opened the door of the credenza right below the TV. And I looked in there, and I saw 2 scrapbooks. One was about this thick. I knew what that was. That was my family pictures from forever. But there was another one about this thick. The cover of it had beautiful butterflies on it. So I looked at that and I thought, what is that? Where'd that come from? I don't remember having that. I have no idea. And so I thought, start looking, see what's in there. Oh, there's my meditation. I did not plan that. It was the most beautiful scrapbook. And it was the memory book. Oh, thank you, Kay. The memory book is Kay Davis. Did you do that? Did you put that book together?
No, that wasn't me.
Where's Kay? Did you do that? I thought Julia did it. I don't know who made it. Anybody know that was there?
Oh, that's really memory book of what?
Of my retirement from the ministry here. And on one of the pictures was a date. So this was last Sunday, March 20th. On one of the pictures was the date, March 19th, 2013. Exactly 10 years ago, this retirement party took place. And it was just, well, I sat there for an hour just looking at the people I remembered, the joy, the love, just the wonderful outpouring of support and love from everyone. So I thought, I'd love to share it. And I talked to Jeanne, and she said that I could do that. I was, well, I'm going to ask Kate if she just put it over there on the table. If you want to look at it, see what you looked like 10 years ago. Please do.
You can't plan that comedy, right? That's the kind of stuff that happens to me all the time. That helps me to let go of making mistakes, because boy, I make a lot of them, so it's better to laugh, I think. It's a little bit better. We're going to have a song by the Yayas, written by the Yayas. It's written by Bob Horton and from Jeanne MacLaughlin. And then we're going to have a speaker come up named Reverend Jeanne MacLaughlin. I think you know her too. Thank you.
I'm curious with a show of hands how many of you knew Reverend Tony when she was pastor here. A lot of people. That's fabulous. I remember when I met you one time at a conference, you're like, would you come and sing with us at Unity of Sunlight? It was the first time I met you. So neat. Just like a child, every day's new. I've got nothing to hide and nothing to prove. I'm living on purpose with joy in my soul to be happy and peaceful, perfect and whole. Like a child, I'm gonna paint and draw to my heart's content, dress in fancy clothes. I'm gonna make a wish and toss in the coin and dream for hours on end. Because just like a child, every day's new. I've got nothing to hide and nothing to prove. I'm living on purpose with joy in my soul to be happy and peaceful, perfect and whole. Like a child with a plastic crown and a flowery sheet. I'm gonna be a king or a queen. I'm gonna run as fast as I possibly can and dream for hours on end. Because just like a child, every day's new. I've got nothing to hide and nothing to prove. I'm living on purpose with joy in my soul to be happy and peaceful, perfect and whole. Like a child, I'm gonna play until the sun goes down and dance like no one's watching. I'm gonna spread my arms like wings to fly and sing a joyful song. Because just like a child, every day's new. I've got nothing to hide and nothing to prove. I'm living on purpose with joy in my soul to be happy and peaceful, perfect and whole. Yes, I'm living on purpose with joy in my soul to be happy and peaceful, perfect and whole. Like a child. PowerPoint presentation that Barb made of her daughter when she was like 5 maybe. And we had a little hiccup this morning where we didn't get it in the PowerPoint. My bad. That's why I was pointing. It's so precious, and if maybe after the service we can download it. It should be on an email. Okay, so today is the last Sunday of the month. And all month long we've shared the spiritual truth that we are simply here to let God be God in us.
the spiritual principles that we teach here are absolutely life transforming. And I completely and totally know and believe this. 2 weeks ago, we explored the one fundamental principle that we really must all live from if we want to make the full use of these teachings. Do you remember what it was? That was last month.
I can't believe I remember that.
I quoted from the Tao Te Ching, and there's only one God. There's one power. And because it was so powerful, that reading, I want to read it again. This world is nothing but the glory of the Tao, expressed through different names and forms. One who sees the things of this world as being real and self-existent lost sight of the truth. Give your brains a little bit of time to ponder that. To him, every word becomes a trap, and everything becomes a prison. But one who knows the truth that underlies all things lives in this world without danger. To him, every word reflects the universe in every moment, brings enlightenment. And what is that truth that underlies all things? There is only one. And that this world and every person, every event, every circumstance, everything that is this world is the glory of the Tao. Everything is the glory of God expressed through different names and different forms. One spirit, one mind, one substance, one life, one God. And it makes all the difference in the world to understand and to have 100% faith in this truth that underlies everything. It makes all the difference to know that everything is life moving itself forward in expression. The bottom line that we focused on 2 weeks ago was this: life is always happening for us and never, ever to us. And the hand that seems to be pushing us is our own hand. Because there is only one. Our own hand is pushing us for our own unfoldment and evolution. Do you remember that conversation now?
Yes.
Okay. So with our foundation of oneness, I want us to look at some words that our way shower, Jesus, spoke about. In them, he gave us a formula for living. He pretty much laid it out in this conversation that he had with his disciples. At that very hour, the disciples came up to Jesus and said, "Who is greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" So Jesus called a little child and made him stand in the midst of them. And he said, God bless you. And he said, "Truly I say to you, unless you change and become like little children, you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven." Matthew chapter 18, verses 1 through 3. Unless we reclaim the innocence with which we entered this world, we will not be able to live a fulfilled, joy-filled, spirit-filled life. New Thought writer Ernest Holmes speaks to this beautifully when he wrote in the Science of Mind textbook, how we long for a return of that simple trust in life which children have. In their minds, there are no doubts. They have not yet been told that they are sinners. Destitute of divine guidance and spiritual life. The life of a child is lived in natural goodness. God is natural goodness. The prison walls of false experience soon build themselves into barriers. The prison walls of false experience shut out the light. And the child grows into a man, often losing his sense of that inner guide, leading his footsteps aright. We must return the way we came as little children who know that life is good and to be trusted. So this morning we're going to look at a few ways that we can return to that innocence, to know that life is good and to be trusted. So we're going to look at wisdom from a child's standpoint this morning. Part of growing up is learning the delicate balance of being dependent and independent, and then returning to interdependent. Please note, I did not say codependent. Rather, interdependent. We are where we realize that we are one. Where did we hear that before? And therefore, we must do this dance of life together. And it works the best when we do that in healthy ways and give and take, serving and being served, supporting and being supported, standing in our own personal strength and power, and celebrating others doing the same thing. That's interdependence. But before even getting into independence, children can go through some separation anxiety because they're so dependent on their parents. But ultimately and ideally, children can go through some separation anxiety because they're so dependent. But children learn that they are so loved and cared for that even their parents will leave them for some time. But they learn that they'll come back. So with this, they're able to say, bye-bye. And know that they're not being left behind. So this is pretty profound wisdom for our lives, don't you think? How many times in our lives would this innocent stance serve us? When a job ends, when a relationship ends, when a certain life experience takes a turn, a different turn than we thought. What if we could simply just say, bye-bye to that piece of life? Realizing that we are so loved, so protected, and so provided for, that all is well. Not by our earthly parents, who may or may not have done an ideal job of that, but by the very essence of life itself. I love those words from Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore. He wrote in Talks on Truth, and I tweaked them just a little bit to make them a little more modern and understandable. The love of God for his children is beyond description. A love so tender and so deep that it cannot be mentioned in the same breath with ordinary love as known by the world. The great love of being is deeper and wider than the thoughts and the words humankind has understood since the beginning of language. It can be known only on its own plane. And we must awaken within ourselves through our own childlike, innocent hearts a capacity to feel how great is the love of God. When we return with a childlike innocence to the love of the infinite for itself as us, then we can say, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. We can say it with ease and with grace. We can say it to events, possessions, experiences, and yes, even people that leave us. We can let go of that grip because we are so enveloped in love that we're assured we are cared for, provided for, and we are protected. I've told you guys many times my first story about when I had my first experience of the divine. I was riding my bicycle. I had just gone to confession in the Catholic Church, and I was filled with the Holy Spirit at 12 years old, and I got on my bicycle and I started riding to my best friends. I was so joy-filled, and something happened. It was an experience of light. It probably lasted 2 seconds, but to me, I can still replay it in my head, and it was an ultimate experience of God's love, and I knew it, and it was pure oneness, one with wind, sky, trees, one with life. And I've had several of them in my lifetime, 3, I think, 3 or 4, and then probably little ones, you know. I share that because I know in my sharing, I know it calls yours out. Following immediately on the heels of bye-bye wisdom is all gone wisdom. When a little one finishes a yummy meal, he often looks down and says, all gone. There's joy and an innocent kind of gratitude in his expression, and he is ready to receive whatever's next. As adults, we can believe that more is better, or become far too concerned with not having enough of something, money, love, material possessions. We're learning and talking about this each week in Dennis's prosperity class. Phenomenal. And so we get very clingy with our possessiveness, and we can become stingy. We can forget the all-gone wisdom that we had as children, which knows that when something is over, a space opens up for something new to come into it. Joyful anticipation beats dreaded worry, don't you think?
Amen.
So you'll find that this process of staying open will bring much more prosperity to your life than worrying about not having enough or losing whatever you have. So when we say, all gone, we experience relationship. Jobs, ways of being, whatever it may be, shifts and it changes. When we open ourselves to receive the next great experience, whatever it is that's coming into our lives. So given a loving environment, when a toddler makes a mistake, they don't make a big deal out of it. Their response is usually something like, whoopsie! Once you begin to realize that God loves you no matter what, you will be more able to make mistakes in stride. The knowledge that you are loved provides tremendous freedom to grow. Author and statesman Hugh White said this: when you make a mistake, don't look back at it long. Take the reason of the thing into your mind and then look forward. Mistakes are lessons of wisdom. The past cannot be changed. The future is what is yet in your power. Every one of us makes mistakes, and probably most often every day. There are maybe a few. And if we take a moment, we can learn from our mistakes without dwelling on them. When you make a mistake, don't look back at it long. Mistakes are lessons of wisdom. So take the lesson and then go on and go forward. Or as James Joyce said, mistakes are the portals of discovery. The next time that you make a mistake and are tempted to be hard on yourself, and instead just say, come on with me.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie! Come on. Whoopsie! My favorite quote about mistakes comes from Thomas Edison. When inviting the light bulb, I never made a mistake. It was just a 1,000-step process. Because here's the deal. When you fall forward, at least you are headed in the right direction. So today we return to innocence. That open, receptive place where we give spirit room. Fertile soil, in fact, to work in. To work in, through, and as our lives. So based on our foundation of oneness, we let go of the struggle through these 3 pieces of wisdom this morning. Bye-bye, wisdom. Bye-bye. Knowing that we are so infinitely loved by the God of our being, that we can say goodbye to our earthly experiences and then live from all gone wisdom. Knowing that when we let go, we open ourselves to receive that which is even greater. And when along the way we take a spill, then whoopsie, wisdom comes into play. Knowing that everything we perceive to be a mistake is simply on the infinite journey of our souls. So let's take a moment to close your eyes. I ask you to think about it. Which one of these places of innocence would serve you the most today? So breathe in the deepest and highest way that you can feel the love of God. Open your heart in childlike innocence to a power of 10 and multiply it by 100 and now by 1,000. 100,000 times greater than anything that you have ever experienced. And know that that is just a taste of the love that God has for us. Itself in expression. And from this space, if there is something in your life that has left or is leaving, and it has your claw marks on it, can you release it right here and right now? Breathe and release. And take into heart the sweet wisdom of my body. And then in the next breath, take in the wisdom of all gone, which opens a space for something greater. And finally, open that space for yourself when you slip up or make a fall or a mistake. Open to whoopsie. Whoopsie! We're so grateful for whoopsie wisdom today.
I know what you were thinking.
And now to wrap up our month, we will have a skit by Jill Thompson, Amy MacLaughlin.
Please note, this is the intermission part. Okay.
Here we go again.
You're back in the concession stand. Okay. We are here to do a March recap real quick, in case you weren't here for the live presentation. And it's about, this month was about let God be God in us, right? Okay. First week was called Who Would You Be If You Knew You Could Not Fail? Would you tap dance your way to the big stage? The dark side says you won't make your mortgage. The light side says you'll be all the rage.
Would you wear butterflies in your hair? The dark side says everyone will stare. But the light side says you'll do it with flair.
Which do we choose? Light over dark, of course. Feed the good dog.
Not the bad.
Feed your dreams.
Not your doubts.
Feed your faith. Peter did. That dude walked on water. Feed your faith.
Not the fear.
Martin R. Lemieux, who I'm not sure who he is, if he's a new congregant that we don't know of, or an ancient sage, but he wrapped it up as if he was here. He says, accept your dark side. Understanding it will help you to move with the light. Knowing both sides of our soul helps us to move forward in life and understand that perfection does not exist. Moving on to week 2.
Week 2. What does there is only one really mean? Okay. It means God is and I am. That life is happening for us, not to us. And then I am. All of life is a movement to our own wholeness. When you stand in fear, you might get pushed down.
Don't forget to ask for help.
Yay! All of life is a movement to our own wholeness.
When you stand in the truth of oneness, you are one with God.
Week 3.
Week 3 was practice being powerful. How do we get in touch with the power of God to be as big, as powerful as God? This is how. 3 ways. First, use affirmations. The dark side says, I'm positive this isn't going to work out. The light side says, God is working for me, for my good, for the best possible outcome. I have faith.
Shuffle up. Shuffle up to Buffalo.
Pray. Yeah.
We are now pray without ceasing. Make it a high priority all day, everywhere.
Pray in the car.
In California.
Pray at the campsite.
At the coffee shop.
Pray at the casino.
In the Capitol.
Pray at the cab stand.
And especially at Cape Fear.
Pray without ceasing there.
Pray without ceasing.
The third way we're going to practice being powerful is to act as if.
To attract something in our lives, something powerful, we have to act as if it is already ours. I have financial abundance and perfect health.
As if, act as if, as it were, act as though, such as it is, as supposing so to speak, act as if. And week number 4, that's today. If we have to remind you of what Jeannie just said 2 minutes ago, I'm going to suggest that you sign up for the seminar on the power of now over on the table. We'll be having that this summer. First of all, reclaiming your innocence like a child, the joy of a child. Okay. All right, we'll start with bye-bye wisdom. We have the love of God in our hearts so big that we can say goodbye to the experiences, the people, the places that have brought us to where we are now. We're confident we can say,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
next.
All gone wisdom. When we let go, we have room to receive and even create good. Everybody with me, just like a child. All gone. All gone.
And finally, we're going to use whoopsie wisdom. This is when we think we made it. What? I know. I said that several times in practice. It's whoopsie wisdom. This is when we think we made a mistake, a screw up, a mishap, a misunderstanding. No matter how colossal it feels, it's just a little stumble, not a tragic fall. It's a whoopsie. 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 All right. And that's our summary for the last 4 weeks. Recap. If you'd like to stand by after this commercial message, we will have a recap of the recap.
After Jill's recap of the recap, Jeannie's going to do another recap about Jill's recap. I don't think there's anything wrong with whoopee wisdom. Okay, let us say our affirmation. I'm going to say it, and then you guys say it with me. Knowing I am simply here to let God be God in me, I live in the infinite flow of God's love, light, and truth. Well, you guys all did it. Do you want to do it again?
Yes.
Let's do it again. Knowing I am simply here to let God be God in me, I live in the infinite flow of God's love, light, and truth. Hallelujah. Let's have an offering. Unity of Church of Sun Lake is supported by your tithes and offerings, and we thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And we also know that sometimes we get to give a little extra, and that little extra brings back a lot extra. I've noticed when I started giving more, I upped my giving this last year, and as soon as I did, I was offered 3 jobs within the week. So I took them all too. They're all part-time jobs, but it was still 3 jobs. God is good. God, you can't outgive God. So let's say our offering blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. I am so blessed. Thank you, God. This is a little song as the offering baskets are being passed. Barb Horton wrote this. I love this song.
And we're running a little behind, so it's going to be a short version today. God is the source of my abundance. God is the fire in my soul. God is the source of my abundance, and it's the love of God within that makes me whole. God is the source of my abundance. God is the fire in my soul. God is the source of my abundance, and it's the love of God within that makes me whole. It's the love of God within that makes me whole. It's the love of God within that makes me whole.
Let's say our offering gratitude. We give thanks for these many gifts today and know that they are symbol of the inexhaustible substance of the universe. I give thanks that 10 times this much or more is on its way to me and quickly manifests in perfect ways. Amen. This is the order of service. I'm not calling anyone. Announcements. Our prayer partner today is, would anyone like to volunteer? Julia Norton has volunteered. She'll meet you in the back if you need prayer with her. We have a board meeting today at Reverend Maria's house, right after the service. On April 11th, we are volunteering at Matthews Crossing, C.K. Davis. If you want to come, there's a sign-up sheet over there. Kay is waving her hand. That's Kay, because she wants you to know who she is. Every Wednesday morning, we have a prayer team meeting. It's on Zoom, hosted by Reverend Julia Norton. Every Tuesday, we have a Reiki share group. That's at 9:30. I believe that's hosted by Betty, right? Yes. Betty Gardner. A Course in Miracles every Tuesday. That's in the afternoon, 12:30 to 1:30. It's at Mike Schneider's house. If you want any more information, you can contact Kay again on that. Tuesdays at 12:30 or on Zoom. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, point of contact, Kay. It's Kay Davis, not Kate. Can we go back? Thank you. Next Sunday, our musician is Glenn Swain. Okay, go ahead. Next. Thank you, Derek. And Kate has another quick announcement before I thank Derek.
Thanks to Jill having a very good idea at one of our services, over on the red tablecloth table are business cards that you are welcome to take some of. When someone asks you about where you go to church and you get into that discussion, you can whip out a card. It says Unity Church of Sun Lakes, Sunday services 10 a.m., Sun Lakes Country Club, Arts and Crafts Room, and the address and the website. And on the back it says, everyone welcome.
Awesome. I agree. It's a beautiful idea. I want to thank all our volunteers. Derek is our sound man. Sound engineer, Derek. I want to thank the Yayas for singing today and Brian Palmerino. We want to thank everybody who got up here and did a talk. Tony. And I'm missing the other people. Jill and Amy. No, I knew about Jill and Amy. And somebody else did some other things too, but I can't remember. Whoopsie. We gotta go. So let us see if we're gonna have a closing song after Betty says something.
I just have one short announcement. Our wonderful friend Ellen Ingle is in solitude because she is still ill. And if you are so inclined, she can't have any visitors. If you so inclined, would you send a card to her at her home address? She can read cards, lots and lots. She's very lonely, so if you would, if you feel inclined, send her a little card and cheer her up a little.
Did she say she was at home?
Just send it home. Her nephew Stephen is here. He'll take it.
Is she in the hospital?
No, she's in a assisted program for recovery.
Oh.
She wants to be home, so that's what she wants to do. Thank you.
All right, now the Yayas are going to sing us another song. Barb has adapted the words.
Please sing along with us.
I know you know this song. I've got that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. I've got that love and feeling. Now I'm on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've got that thankful feeling. Oh, that thankful feeling. I've got that thankful feeling. Now I'm on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've got that joyful feeling. Whoa, that joyful feeling. I've got that joyful feeling. Now I'm on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've got that peaceful feeling. Whoa, that peaceful feeling. I've got that peaceful feeling. Now I'm on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've got that love and feeling. Whoa, that love and feeling. I've got that love and feeling. Now I'm on. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Let's all stand now and we'll say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God.